All right, we've waited long enough. It's time to bring our 80 stunning delegates back out here for the glamorous part of the show. So let's start the evening gown competition. Andrea?
Please. Albania. Anna is an architectural designer who has worked on projects in North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. This 27-year-old environmentalist champions energy-efficient designs through ecologically sustainable means. Albania.
Argentina. 22-year-old Julieta is studying psychology and wants to raise awareness about the importance of mental health. She believes that the greatest way to improve humanity is through proper parenting. Argentina.
Armenia. After graduating from university, 24-year-old Nane started teaching theory of law at the high school in her country. She has 8 sisters and 2 brothers and enjoys spending time with her horse and boxing in her free time. Armenia.
Aruba. 27-year-old Tessely speaks 4 languages, and Israel is the 27th country she's visited. Growing up, she was her country's #1 ranked tennis player in her age group. But these days, she unwinds by cooking and writing. Aruba.
Australia. Daria was recently named one of Yahoo Finance's top 21 health and wellness influencers of 2021. This 27-year-old mental health advocate works closely with young women, leading workshops on self-love and gratitude. Australia.
Bahrain. Manar switched her major from interior design to fashion design because of her interest in styling. This 25-year-old believes that now, more than ever, the world needs to start treating everyone equally, regardless of their race, religion, or beliefs. Bahrain.
Belgium. Growing up, 24-year-old Kedist was living in poverty in Ethiopia with no shoes or food. Never forgetting where she came from, she became the ambassador of an organization that fights child poverty after winning her national pageant. Belgium.
Bolivia. Nahemi started a social project to raise awareness of the shockingly high number of femicides in her country. This 20-year-old experienced cyberbullying during her national pageant. but says it never stopped her from fighting for her dream. Bolivia.
Brazil. 23-year-old Teresa is a psychology student and entrepreneur who started a jewelry business during the pandemic. She is a former star volleyball player, but these days she spends her free time doing yoga, boxing, and weight training. Brazil.
British Virgin Islands. 18-year-old Zaria volunteers at a health and wellness camp for adolescents, helping those having trouble coping with behavioral issues and trauma. As a mental health advocate, she wants to be a role model for young adults in her community. British Virgin Islands.
Bulgaria. Elena is a 21-year-old model and university student. This art fan has starred in several films and commercials and enjoys singing and organizing charity events in her spare time. Bulgaria.
Cambodia. Maradi is a 22-year-old student working on her bachelor's degree in international relations. This TV host and model is an ambassador of love for an LGBTQ plus organization aimed at stopping discrimination. Cambodia.
Cameroon. 25-year-old Michelange is fluent in both English and French, and she currently works in public relations. This self-taught guitar player is passionate about music and records songs in her spare time. Cameroon.
Canada. Samara owns a cosmetics company selling makeup that's made in her country, all natural and cruelty-free. She has adopted 2 stray dogs and organizes fashion shows to raise money for animal shelters. Canada.
Cayman Islands. 18-year-old Georgina is currently employed by her country's Department of Tourism as a national ambassador and marketing assistant. She's been dancing for 15 years and volunteers with a dance studio to promote arts advocacy. Cayman Islands.
Chile. Antonia is an environmental engineer who has been involved in the development of projects related to water harnessing for irrigation. This 26-year-old martial artist recently achieved her first degree black belt in Taekwondo. Chile.
Give the gorgeous girls from Group 1 another round of applause, starting with Albania,
Argentina,
Armenia,
Aruba,
Australia,
Bahamas,
Bahrain,
Belgium,
Bolivia,
Brazil,
British Virgin Islands,
Bulgaria,
Cambodia,
Cameroon,
Canada,
Cayman Islands,
and Chile.
China. Shu Ying is a 21-year-old college student majoring in radio and TV editing and directing. She recently worked as a director's assistant in the sports department of a company responsible for broadcasting NBA games. China.
Colombia. Valeria is an environmental and education activist with a degree in international relations. This 27-year-old singer says her biggest challenge today has been overcoming facial paralysis. Colombia.
Costa Rica. After surviving anorexia, Valeria created a platform dedicated to raising awareness about eating disorders and mental health. This 28-year-old entrepreneur is currently working on her own swimwear and accessories brand. Costa Rica.
Croatia. 20-year-old Aura is studying tourism management and aspires to manage her own hotel one day. She's passionate about promoting education to young adults and enjoys writing and painting in her free time. Croatia.
Curacao. Sherry Angela believes that education, preparation, and passion can unify and empower women and girls in her country. This 28-year-old is a full-time legal trust officer, finalizing her master's thesis on corporate law. Curacao.
Czech Republic. Carolina likes pushing herself out of her comfort zone, so she enjoys hosting and modeling. This 25-year-old business owner sells cosmetic bags, with a portion of the proceeds going to a foundation for mistreated animals. Czech Republic.
Denmark. Sarah is an award-winning singer and horseback rider. This 26-year-old is passionate about using her voice to advocate for the environment and hopes to create a greener planet for future generations. Denmark.
Dominican Republic. Devi is a 28-year-old cum laude graduate with a degree in international relations and diplomacy. She's currently pursuing a master's in international trade and aspires to become an ambassador to the United Nations. Dominican Republic.
Ecuador. 24-year-old entrepreneur Susie runs Shu Integral Aesthetic, an aesthetic center that makes women feel empowered. She is passionate about art, and in her free time, she enjoys playing the piano, watercolor painting, and crocheting. Ecuador.
El Salvador. Alejandra has a master's degree in image and political consulting. This 25-year-old is completing her second master's in human development and was recognized as a young influencer of the Republic by her country's legislative assembly. El Salvador.
Equatorial Guinea. 19-year-old Martina is a bilingual college student who has already traveled to 6 countries. She says it's very important for women to support other women, as it's the only way to achieve gender equality. Equatorial Guinea.
Finland. 23-year-old Essie speaks 4 languages and has traveled to over 20 countries. She is an advocate for helping lonely seniors and works with an organization that arranges meetups between her country's youth and the aging population. Finland.
France. When France was under lockdown in March of 2020, Clements wanted to support seniors and help them feel less isolated. This 24-year-old created a radio program for the elderly, interviewing them and listening to their stories. France.
Germany. 19-year-old Hannah speaks fluent Spanish because of her Colombian mother and her time spent abroad. She's an environmentalist who enjoys ice skating, dancing, and modeling in her spare time. Germany.
Ghana. Sylvia is on a mission to prevent child labor, an issue that has plagued her country for many years. This 27-year-old entrepreneur is a gifted dancer, a talent she discovered on her quest to escape hardship during her childhood. Ghana.
Great Britain. 23-year-old Emma has an English degree from a leading British university. After writing her dissertation on rediscovering Medusa's origins, she was inspiring to use her voice to stand up against gender-based violence. Great Britain. Group 2 for another look, starting with China,
Colombia,
Costa Rica,
Croatia,
Curacao,
Czech Republic,
Denmark,
Ecuador,
Dominican Republic,
Equatorial Guinea,
El Salvador,
Finland,
France,
Germany,
Ghana,
and Great Britain. Greece. After seeing the toll climate change has had on her country, Sophia prefers not to use any plastic products. This bilingual 21-year-old student spends every summer working at her family's business in Ithaca, New York. Greece.
Guatemala. Dania was an award-winning athlete growing up, but these days prefers modeling and photography. This 24-year-old environmentalist and clean energy advocate has proudly supported recycling campaigns in her country. Guatemala.
Haiti. Pascal is an ambassador and volunteer for Mama Baby, a nonprofit that runs birthing centers and a midwifery school. This 28-year-old entrepreneur plans to launch her own organic health supplement company soon. Haiti.
Honduras. Rose is a descendant of an indigenous Afro-Caribbean people called the Garifuna. This multicultural 28-year-old works for an investment company and is the first point of contact for potential home buyers and sellers. Honduras.
Hungary. Jasmine likes to sing 80s and 90s tunes and hopes to produce dance music in the future. This 20-year-old model speaks 5 languages, including Hungarian, German, French, Slovak, and English. Hungary.
Iceland. Elisa is a full-time international flight attendant, a part-time professional makeup artist, and a dance instructor. This multifaceted 27-year-old collects evening gowns and once had the unique experience of delivering a baby lamb. Iceland.
India. Harnaz is an actor and theater artist with 2 movies slated for global release in 2022. This 21-year-old go-getter has a degree in information technology and is currently pursuing her master's in public administration. India.
Ireland. 27-year-old Catherine has a nursing degree and currently specializes in pediatric and neonatal intensive care. This multifaceted podcaster is also a radio presenter on Cool FM, hosting one of the biggest shows in her country. Ireland.
Israel. Since she was 15, Noah has been volunteering with an organization that helps protect her country's seas, streams, and rivers. Now 22, this certified scuba diver plans to go to medical school and become a pediatrician. Israel.
Italy. 23-year-old Caterina is a primary school teacher who works with special needs children. She's an environment advocate who teaches her students about climate change and believes education is the key to saving the planet. Italy.
Jamaica. Dana has partnered with multiple organizations to create equal access to resources and opportunities for women. Recently, this 22-year-old has been using her platform to reduce the stigma associated with teenage pregnancy. Jamaica.
Japan. Yuri grew up in a multicultural household, being born in Japan and studying in the United States and China. This 26-year-old is an advocate for mental health care and wants to see it become affordable globally. Japan.
Kazakhstan. 27-year-old Aziza has a degree in economics and marketing and was a marketing specialist for an international airport. She works with the media, writes press releases, and organizes meetings for international visitors. Kazakhstan.
Kenya. Roshanara is a 28-year-old published author and mindfulness meditation coach. This content creator and brand ambassador has a law degree from the University of Nairobi and enjoys cooking and traveling in her spare time. Kenya.
Korea. 23-year-old Jisoo graduated from the Seoul Institute of Art, majoring in theatrical arts and acting. This avid golfer has been in a few TV dramas and won a Culture and Entertainment Award for her work in musicals. Korea.
Kosovo. Kurtasia has been planting trees and reducing waste, as rising temperatures and unregulated harvesting have impacted the health and cover of her country's extensive forests. This 19-year-old says positivity, confidence, and intuition are her strongest attributes. Kosovo. Let's give a round of applause to our third group of contestants. Great Britain,
Greece.
Guatemala,
Haiti.
Honduras,
Hungary.
Iceland,
India.
Ireland,
Israel.
Italy,
Jamaica.
Japan,
Kazakhstan.
Kenya,
Korea.
and Kosovo.
Laos. Tonkam is a 27-year-old actress and presenter with a degree in finance and accounting. In her spare time, she enjoys surf skating and hopes to compete in international competitions in the future. Laos.
Malta. Jade started modeling when she was 3 and aspires to become a successful pageant coach one day. This 26-year-old teacher advocates for a more inclusive approach towards children with learning difficulties. Malta.
Mauritius. Anne Muriel set up a nonprofit to help tackle domestic violence and all forms of abuse. This 26-year-old was featured on TV as one of the most inspirational young African women, alongside Miss Universe 2019, Zosie Tunzi. Mauritius.
Mexico. 25-year-old Deborah is president of her town's volunteer veteran firefighters board. She has a degree in business administration and started a company with her sister designing and producing promotional items. Mexico.
Morocco. Kautar is a 22-year-old philanthropist and entrepreneur who created a jewelry line with her sister. She earned her bachelor's degree from a business school in Paris and enjoys singing and meditating in her spare time. Morocco.
Namibia. 24-year-old Chelsea is a creative entrepreneur who has worked events as a special effects and makeup artist. She's also a stand-up comedian and started Namibian Girl Humor, her own brand of comedic storytelling. Namibia.
Nepal. At 19, Sujita was the youngest person to earn a Peace Fellowship through the Advocacy Project. Now 28, she runs a scholarship program that equips young women from disadvantaged backgrounds with education and job experience. Nepal.
Model and actress Julia was left jobless after COVID-19 shut down her industry, so she began working at a vaccination station. This 25-year-old loves animals, so she volunteers at a foundation that trains service dogs for those with disabilities. Netherlands.
Nicaragua. Allison is a 26-year-old entrepreneur who started Cerealissimo, a restaurant that serves various breakfast cereals. Becoming financially independent at a young age taught her to save for the future and prioritize expenses. Nicaragua.
Closely with the Africa Cleanup Initiative in their quest to promote proper waste and recycling practices. In 2019, this 28-year-old was given the Award of Excellence from her country's Minister of Environment. Nigeria.
Norway. 23-year-old Nora is a media science major who currently creates social content campaigns for various businesses. She's been modeling since she was 14 and enjoys trading cryptocurrency as a side hustle. Norway.
27-year-old Brenda uses her platform to work for the representation, justice, and development of marginalized people. Using her degree in journalism and cultural studies, she has combined her life purpose and her career as a speaker and on-air host. Panama.
Paraguay. Nadia is studying commercial engineering while she manages a clothes and accessories company with her family. This 22-year-old entrepreneur is also a social activist, working with her country's first lady on social aid programs. Paraguay.
Peru. Yeli is a 27-year-old advocate for personal growth through physical, emotional, and spiritual development. She practices quantum meditation, which allows her to connect with her inner self and visualize her desires. Peru.
Philippines. Beatrice proudly took a citizen military course and became part of her country's Navy Reserve Force. This 26-year-old is passionate about youth empowerment, focusing on uplifting children in conflict with the law. Philippines.
Agatha has a degree in geomonitoring and a master's in business management. This 25-year-old is currently studying nanotechnology and is the ambassador of an environmental campaign aimed at the fight against smog. Poland. And here's our fourth group of 16 contestants back one final look. Laos.
Malta.
Mauritius.
Mexico.
Morocco.
Namibia.
Nepal.
Netherlands.
Nicaragua.
Nigeria.
Norway.
Panama.
Paraguay.
Peru.
Philippines.
And Poland. Portugal. The overproduction of clothing produces greenhouse gases. So Aricia promotes responsible consumption through her Sustainable Fashion Project. As a part of the initiative, this 27-year-old sends secondhand clothes to developing countries. Portugal.
Puerto Rico. 21-year-old Michelle founded an organization that inspires leadership among victims of abuse through community-based programs. Earlier this year, she received the Women of Courage Award of her philanthropic work. Puerto Rico.
Romania. Carmina is studying history with the ultimate career goal of becoming a university professor. This 20-year-old sports enthusiast is a former pro volleyball player who enjoys playing the piano in her spare time. Romania.
Russia. 22-year-old Rolina is a talented athlete who played basketball and volleyball and was a professional swimmer for 4 years. She's a flute player and former model who enjoys singing and watching stand-up comedy in her free time. Russia.
Singapore. 21-year-old Nandita is a professional model who's collaborated with Vogue Singapore and Louis Vuitton. She recently worked as a digital marketing volunteer to help small businesses go digital and adapt to the pandemic. Singapore.
Slovak Republic. Veronica volunteers and is an ambassador for an organization that houses abandoned dogs. This 26-year-old says global warming has affected her country, so she drives an electric car to reduce her carbon footprint. Slovak Republic.
South Africa. Lalela lost her father when she was 12 and says growing up in a woman-led household molded her tenacity. Now 24, she plans to become an attorney specializing in international humanitarian law. South Africa.
España. Sarah's father is from Spain and her mother is from Morocco, so she was surrounded by different customs growing up. This 23-year-old's multicultural background is the reason she's fluent in 4 different languages. Spain.
Sweden. 26-year-old Moa is a free spirit who lived in a van last summer to get closer to nature. After her mother was diagnosed with cancer 7 years ago, her perspective on life changed, and she decided to live each day to the fullest. Sweden.
Chile says it's irresponsible to deny climate change, as her country has been experiencing severe flash floods. This 22-year-old has a sociology degree and in her spare time enjoys painting and playing volleyball. Thailand.
The Bahamas. Chantel struggled financially at the start of the pandemic and was briefly left homeless. This 27-year-old is now a certified youth leader, an active member of an organization that assists minorities in their educational pursuits. The Bahamas.
Turkey. Cemre is trained in sign language and works with several non-profits that support the deaf. This 22-year-old is passionate about environmental protection and feels strongly that everyone must reduce their carbon footprint. Turkey.
Ukraine. Hannah gets inspiration from different cultures and has already visited over 30 countries. This 27-year-old has an engineering degree and became a social media influencer after appearing on her country's TV hit, The Bachelor. Ukraine.
USA. Elle studied abroad in Florence, Italy, where she learned about the experiences of Black migrant women in the country. This 23-year-old journalist can sing any Broadway show tune and is a proud supporter of the arts. USA.
Venezuela. Luiseth is the co-founder and communications director for an innovative learning network devoted to educating others through philanthropy. This 25-year-old actress is the youngest of 7 siblings. Venezuela.
Vietnam. 26-year-old Kim Duyen is an ambassador for a solar energy park in Vietnam, using her voice to promote the environmentally sustainable energy. She recently joined a COVID-19 youth task force to support medical professionals by helping administer vaccines. Vietnam. Last but certainly not least is our final group of 16, beginning with Portugal,
Puerto Rico,
Romania,
Russia,
Singapore,
Slovak Republic,
South Africa,
Spain,
Sweden,
Thailand,
the Bahamas,
Turkey,
Ukraine,
USA,
Venezuela,
and Vietnam. That brings us to the end of the evening gown competition. And let's bring all the contestants back out here one more time.